Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to the temple. We begin our service singing together, Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. How beautiful the day is. It is Shabbat. And we continue on page 172 as we sing together Ma Tovu. We rise as we turn to page 195 for the Berlow. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, יוצר אור ובורא חושך, עושה שלום ובורא את הכל, המאיר לארץ ולדרים עליה ברחמים, ובטובו מחדש בכל יום תמיד מעשה וראשית. מה רבו מעשיך אדוני, כולם בחוכמה עשית, מלאה הארץ קנייניך. תתברך אדוני אלוהינו על שבח מעשה ידיך, ועל מאורי אור שעשית יפארו הסלע. אור חדש על ציון תאיר, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו. ברוך אתה אדוני יוצר המאורות. And we read together. The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes, more welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning. My Torah, my special human gift, is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun from darkness. Baruch ata Adonai Yotzer Ameorot. And we turn to page 200 for the calling of the Shema.
Eloheinu
Please be seated.
And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart. You shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. And we turn to page 204 to sing together Mi Chamocha.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nora tehilot osef elei, osef Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Kol Yisrael.
Please rise as we turn to page 205 for the tefillah.
Na 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 Adonai. Ananana svatai tiftach. Ananana ufi agid. Ufi agid tefilotecha. Ananana Adonai. Ananana svatai tiftach. Ananana ufi agid. Ufi agid tefilotecha. Ananana Adonai. Ananana svatai tiftach. Ananana ufi agid. Ufi agid tefilotecha.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואימותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. Source of all being, we turn to you as did our people in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens, they felt you in their hearts, they sought you in their lives. Their quest is ours. Help us to see the wonder of being. Give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life. So shall we, by our lives and our labors, bring nearer the world we envision, one of justice, freedom, and peace. Baruch Ata Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. And we read together, You are the open door that beckons me in. Peeking around the door frame, I begin to enter into your glory. You move me forward, O Eternal, to step beyond self-made boundaries. Lift my foot over the threshold that I might abide with you. In the house of the Eternal, I found my questions waiting to be posed. They filled me with wonder. Sit with me, Eternal Teacher. Encourage my seeking. As I fill my hours with your mitzvot, so shall I be filled. Send me through your door, stretching up to honor your name, sharing out this wonder, and reaching myself in the giving. Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch Ata Adonai, Mechaye Hakol.
מקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב ביד נביאך, וקרא זה על זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו, אדיר, אדיר. יבחרך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch ata Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. Turn to page 216 for the prayer for shalom, for peace and wholeness and wellness. O God, may we never become complacent, faltering in our effort to build a world of peace. Let the nations know and understand that justice and right are better than dominion and conquest. May all come to see it is not by might nor by power, but by your Spirit that life prevails. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch ata Adonai, המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. We turn to page 253 for the prayer for courage and healing and strength as we think of everyone that we know that needs courage and healing and strength in their lives. We sing together, Mi Sheberach. We turn now to page 244, Seder Kriyat HaTorah LeShabbat, the order of reading from the Torah on Shabbat. Please rise. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Our God is one, Adonai is great, holy is God's name. Please be seated. So we're reading today a special Torah portion that is the Torah portion that we always read when Shabbat falls on the intermediate days of Sukkot, which happens every year because Sukkot has 7 days. It's kind of interesting that the rabbis chose a special reading for this Shabbat, and what makes it actually more interesting is the fact that this reading has nothing to do with Sukkot. Now, we're in a special time in the cycle of reading the Torah. We just finished the last Torah portion that we're going to read in the book of Deuteronomy, meaning we finished the cycle of reading all 5 books. And next week, we're going to start with the book of Genesis. We're going to start from the beginning. So this is kind of an epilogue to the reading of the Torah. Now, the rabbis could have said, actually, there's one Torah portion that we didn't get to read this year. That is Vezot HaBracha, and this is the blessing, the last Torah portion of Deuteronomy. Why not use this Shabbat and finish the cycle of reading the entire Torah? But they don't want it, saying to us that the message in this special reading is more important than the mission of finishing the entire Torah. And it's not the end of the world if we don't read Vezot HaBracha, which is actually a very nice Torah portion. Well, it ends with the death of Moses, but still, it's an okay Torah portion. There's a lot of blessings in it. And the part about the death of Moses, we're actually going to read in Simchat Torah on Monday when we're doing the last and the beginning, but we're not going to read the entire Torah portion. As we'll read, we'll see maybe part of the reason why the rabbis think that there is really an important message there. And again, it has nothing to do with Sukkot. It's not in the end. It's not exactly in the middle. It's sort of in the middle of the Torah. So it's a flashback into a statement that the rabbis want us to see as their epilogue to the reading from the Torah. We're going to read a chapter 34 from verse 1 till verse 7, which is not the beginning of the special reading, but it's kind of in the middle, but we're going to read something that I think makes a huge statement, at least the way the rabbis are seeing that. But before that, we go to page 250 in our prayer books to say the blessing before reading from the Torah. Please, Jennifer.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamborach.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai notin haTorah.
Amen. ויאמר אדוני אל משה, סול לך 2 לוחות אבנים כראשונים, וכתבתי על הלוחות את הדברים אשר היו על הלוחות הראשונים, אשר שיברת. ויהיה נכון לבוקר, ועלית בבוקר אל הר סיני, וניצבת לי שם על ראש ההר, ואיש לא יעלה עמך, וגם איש אל ירא בכל ההר, גם הצאן והבקר אל יראו אל מול ההר ההוא. ויפסול 2 לוחות אבנים כראשונים, וישכם משה בבוקר, ויעל אל הר סיני, כאשר ציווה אדוני אותו, ויקח בידו 2 לוחות אבנים, וירד אדוני בענן, ויתייצב עמו שם, ויקרא בשם אדוני, ויעבור אדוני על פניו ויקרא, אדוני, אדוני, אל רחום וחנון, ערך אפיים ורב חסד ואמת, נוצר חסד לאלפים, נושא עוון ופשע וחטאה, ונקה לא ינקה, פוקד עוון אבות על בנים ועל בני בנים, על שלישים ועל רבעים. Adonai said to Moses, carve 2 tablets of stone like the first, and I will inscribe upon the tablets the words that were on the first tablets, which you shattered. Be ready by morning, and in the morning come up to Mount Sinai and present yourself there to me, on the top of the mountain. No one else shall come up with you, and no one else shall be seen anywhere on the mountain. Neither shall the flocks and the herds graze at the foot of this mountain. So Moses carved 2 tablets of stones like the first, and early in the morning he went up on Mount Sinai as Adonai had commanded him, taking the two stone tablets with him. Adonai came down in a cloud and stood with him there, proclaiming the name Eternal. Adonai passed before him and proclaimed, Adonai, Adonai, a God compassionate and gracious, slow to anger, abounding in kindness and faithfulness, extending kindness to the thousands generation, forgiving iniquity, transgression, and sin, yet not remitting all punishment, but visiting the iniquity of parents upon children and children's children upon the 3rd and 4th generation. So the verse that I want us to focus on is the first one. Adonai says to Moses, carve 2 tablets of stone like the first, and I will inscribe upon the tablets the words that were on the first tablets which you shattered. There are 2 important messages there. One, we're going to have 2 tablets. However, they're very different from the tablets that were the first ones that Moses broke shattered when Moses saw the people dancing next to the golden calf and praying to the golden calf. And 2, that is here, Adonai says to Moses, Asher shibarta, that you have shattered those. You can read it, we don't have the tone, so you can read it either as an accusation or as something else. So the first thing is, these 2 tablets are very different. Why is that? If you go back to the first time Moses went up to Mount Sinai, God carved the stones, God wrote on them, and the text actually says, Beyad Adonai, in the hand of Adonai. So the first set was made by God and only by God, okay? The second set is a co-production. Moses is going to carve them, and God is going to write on them the same words. So the content is the same, but it's different. The rabbis are saying as following on on this part of the verse. The rabbis are saying that Moses was devastated. Moses said, the first set of tablets were so much better, and I shattered them. Those tablets were made by God. They were the hand of God, and I broke them. This set, it's what I've done. It's not divine like the first one. And God says to Moses, this is actually a much better set of tablets because it's a co-production, meaning it's going to continue to be a co-production. And you guys, meaning the people of Israel or anyone who is looking to the Torah as divine, inspired, as God's presence in our lives, in our world, you can add to it. And the rabbis are saying, and we're doing that. That's the Mishnah and the Midrash and the Talmud and all the rabbinical literature. This is all our addition to the tablets made by Moses and written by God. This verse is what allows us to continue our ongoing eternal discussion with the Torah. This is actually the essence of the Torah. And to add to that, the rabbis are reading Asher shibarta, that you have shattered, as Yishar koach sheshibarta. Asher and Yishar sounds kind of the same. That they also share at least 2 letters there. And grammatically, it's 2 letters and a vowel, Asher and Yishar. And Yishar koach is well done. So it's not a blaming, the rabbis are reading the tone, but a praising, saying to Moses the following, you actually caught something that was inherently wrong in the first set of tablets. And God is like saying to Moses, and what was wrong in the first set is what caused the sin of the golden calf. Something that is so divine and so pure as the first set of the two tablets is something that is too much for the people. And it's not only too much, it would be frozen in time. If the Torah cannot evolve through the generation, if people cannot add their touch, their essence, their interpretation, what is important to them, to the Torah, then it would become irrelevant to them and they would look for something else. And the opposite of this pure divine creation of the first two tablets is the golden calf, which, if you remember, to the people of Israel, they were not worshiping other gods. They were singing, Ele Elohecha Israel, this is your God Israel that took you out of Egypt. So for them, that was Adonai. And since we don't want us to become worshiping of golden calves, we need something which is a co-production between Adonai and us. And the rabbis are choosing that as part of the epilogue to the Torah. There's other parts there, but we'll save them for next year. Let's say the blessing after reading from the Torah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, notin haTorah.
Amen. Please rise.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל. על פי אדוני ביד משה, ביד משה. על פי אדוני ביד משה.
We turn now to page 283, and we read together at the middle of the page for the Aleinu. Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spread out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God, there is none else. We continue together on page 287. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech. May we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Our thoughts turn to to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. On this Shabbat, we remember especially Dr. Stanley Frager, Jose Maza, Alan Baker, Max Bornstein, Bernice Kozlow, Annette Weingale, Vera Gross, Stanley Lowenstein, Yandel Okun, Ruth Okun, Elsa Will, Celia Diamond, Roger Prisant, Ruth Sobel, Rona Dictor, David Fleischaker, Norma Pirazelli, Benjamin Rubin, Dorothy Bass, Louis Brownstein, Lawrence Richard D., Ida England, Joshua Fink, Augusta Lang, David Margolis, Edward Sag, Sylvia Waller, Leon Blumenson, Ruth Gerstein, Bruce Harrow, Samuel Jacobson, Lois Joseph, Jacob Carl Turk, Irvin Kozlow, Sidney Dichter, Irene Dworin Rosenfield, Nettie Tostin, Helene Zukov, Isabella Gottlieb, Maurice Perlmutter, Ortnez Platov Sandow, Harriet Spiegel, Dorothy Wasserman. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. With the blessed memories from our loved ones in our hearts, we rise as we turn to page 294 for the Mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעולמי עולמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה על שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. זיכרונם לברכה, may the memory of our loved ones come to be a blessing and a benediction. Amen. Our closing song is עושה שלום.
Shalom,
like to invite everyone to go to the sukkah to say the blessings in the sukkah for the lulav and the etrog and for going into the sukkah. And hopefully there's also food and drink there so we can fulfill that mitzvah as well. And please say Shabbat Shalom to someone you've never met before. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.